The internet erupted into chaos the moment explosive claims surfaced involving Mendeecees, sending shockwaves across social media and instantly pulling Yandy into the spotlight. What began as a single statement quickly spiraled into a full-blown live confrontation, with fans watching in real time as emotions ran high and lines were drawn. The situation escalated rapidly when Erica alleged that something deeply inappropriate had happened in the past, framing her experience as one that left her shaken and demanding accountability. Almost immediately, the story took on a life of its own, fueled by outrage, disbelief, and intense debate over what was being claimed versus what could be proven. As clips spread across platforms, attention shifted sharply to Mendeecees Harris, whose name became the center of a storm he had not publicly addressed at that point. Fans dissected every word Erica said, arguing fiercely over interpretation, intent, and credibility. Some viewers expressed concern, insisting the claims should be taken seriously and investigated. Others urged caution, reminding people how quickly accusations can spread online without full context. The divide was immediate and intense, and it only deepened once Yandy went live. When Yandy Smith fired back publicly, the tone shifted from speculation to confrontation. Viewers could see the anger and frustration in her response as she pushed back hard against the narrative forming online. She made it clear she was not going to stay silent while rumors and allegations threatened her family. Her response wasn't calm or calculated. It was emotional, defensive, and unapologetic. Fans flooded the comments in real time, some supporting her fiercely, others questioning why the situation had escalated so publicly. What made the moment even more explosive was how quickly the internet chose sides. Some believed Erica was finally speaking her truth after staying silent for too long. Others accused her of stirring controversy and damaging reputations without proof. Every pause, tone shift, and facial expression during the live was analyzed frame by frame. The situation stopped being about what was said and became about how it was said and who people trusted more. Now, the biggest question isn't just what happened in the past. It's whether the internet has crossed a line by turning serious allegations into viral content before facts are established. Because once claims like these hit social media, the damage doesn't wait for clarity. It spreads instantly. And as emotions continue to boil over, one thing is certain. This confrontation has opened a conversation that won't be shutting down anytime soon. To understand why this confrontation exploded the way it did, fans say you have to look back at the long, complicated history between the people involved. Reality TV relationships don't exist in isolation. They live on screen, in interviews, and in the memories of viewers who feel like they've watched these dynamics unfold in real time. When Erica Mena made her claims, many fans immediately connected them to years of unresolved tension, public fallouts, and emotional baggage that never fully disappeared. This wasn't a random statement to them. It felt like a chapter reopening in a story that was never properly closed. Mendy's past has always been a sensitive subject within this circle, which is why the reaction was so intense. The moment his name became attached to a serious allegation, even framed as a claim, the internet's alarm bells went off. Supporters argued that allegations involving harm or coercion should always be taken seriously, regardless of timing. Others questioned why such claims were being raised publicly, and why now? That question, why this moment, became the fuel that pushed the story from concern into controversy. As the conversation grew louder, Yandy Smith found herself pulled into the center of it, whether she wanted to be or not. Fans pointed out that she has spent years defending her family, her choices, and her loyalty under constant public scrutiny. So when Erica's claims began spreading unchecked, many expected Yandy to respond, and quickly. When she finally did, live and unfiltered, it confirmed just how deeply personal the situation was. This wasn't about clout for her. It was about protecting her household from a narrative she believed was unfair and dangerous. The live response changed everything. What had been a debate over claims turned into a battle over credibility. Yandy's tone, angry, emotional, and unwavering, resonated strongly with her supporters, who saw it as a natural reaction to seeing serious accusations circulate online. They argued that silence would have been interpreted as guilt, and that speaking up was the only way to push back. On the other side, critics questioned whether going live escalated the situation unnecessarily, arguing that public confrontation can complicate matters that require care and clarity. As clips from the live spread, the internet fractured into camps. One side believed Erica was finally voicing something she had carried for a long time and deserved to be heard without immediate dismissal. The other believed Yandy's response exposed how damaging and proven claims can be, especially when broadcast to millions. What made the divide so deep was that both sides felt morally justified. One camp focused on listening to alleged experiences. The other focused on protecting against trial by social media. Timing played a major role in why this blew up so fast. Fans noted that resurfacing old conflicts in a climate where social media amplifies outrage can turn statements into weapons almost instantly. Whether intentional or not, the moment Erica spoke, the story left her control and entered the internet's hands. From there, nuance was lost. Short clips replaced full context, captions added emotion, and assumptions hardened into opinions. Another layer that intensified the reaction was how familiar the pattern felt to viewers. Reality TV has trained audiences to expect explosive confrontations, confessions, and lives gone wrong. That expectation made people lean in rather than step back. Serious topics were discussed with the same energy as entertainment drama, blurring lines that should have remained clear. As hours passed, the debate became less about what could be proven and more about who people believed. Trust became the currency. Past behavior, tone, body language, and loyalty all factored into how viewers chose sides. And once those sides were chosen, the conversation stopped evolving. New information didn't change minds, it only reinforced existing beliefs. That's the danger of viral moments involving serious claims. They harden narratives before facts can breathe. By the end of this phase, one thing was obvious. This wasn't going to resolve quietly. The live response ensured the story would continue, not because it clarified anything, but because it raised the stakes. Fans weren't just watching anymore. They were invested. And once that happens, every next move becomes magnified. Now the situation sits at a critical crossroads. Emotions are high, trust is fractured, and the internet is watching closely for what comes next. Because when allegations, defenses, and live reactions collide, the aftermath rarely stays contained. The consequences can stretch far beyond a single moment online. Once the live response ended, the situation didn't cool down, it intensified. What happened next is what many fans describe as the most dangerous phase of the entire controversy. This was the moment when emotion overtook caution and the internet fully turned into a courtroom. Clips from the live were chopped into seconds-long moments and reposted with captions that framed the narrative in drastically different ways. Depending on which clip you saw first, your opinion was almost decided for you. Context didn't travel with the video. Reaction did. Supporters of Yandy Smith argued that her live response showed a woman pushed to her limit. They pointed to her tone not as aggression, but as desperation, the sound of someone trying to stop a narrative before it caused irreversible damage. To them, this wasn't about drama or ratings. It was about protecting her family from allegations that could follow them forever, regardless of whether they were proven. Fans emphasized that once claims like these are repeated enough online, they stick, even when facts are unclear or disputed. On the other side, supporters of Erica Mena felt the live response proved exactly why speaking up is so difficult. They argued that Erica's credibility was being challenged not through evidence, but through volume and emotion. To them, Yandy going live shifted attention away from the seriousness of the claims and toward confrontation. They questioned whether public pushback discourages people from sharing painful experiences, especially when those experiences involve powerful or well-connected individuals. As the two narratives collided, Mendeecees Harris remained largely silent, which only added fuel to the fire. His absence from the conversation became its own point of debate. Some viewed the silence as strategic and responsible, given the seriousness of the allegations. Others interpreted it as avoidance. In online culture, silence is rarely neutral. It gets assigned meaning whether it deserves it or not. That ambiguity made the situation even more volatile. The credibility war that followed was ruthless. Fans dug through old interviews, past episodes, and years-old social media posts, attempting to construct timelines and motives. Everything became evidence. Tone was treated like truth. Memory was treated like fact. The internet did what it often does best, and worst. It investigated without standards. People spoke with certainty about events they had no direct knowledge of, and that certainty spread faster than any correction could. What made this phase especially dangerous was that serious claims were being debated in the same spaces used for entertainment gossip. Algorithms didn't distinguish between accountability and spectacle. The same mechanics that boost funny clips and celebrity shade also boosted emotionally charged allegations. Outrage thrived, but clarity suffered. Another troubling shift occurred as language hardened. Instead of discussing claims and responses, people began labeling individuals – liar, manipulator, villain, victim – as if those labels settled the matter. Once labels take hold, conversation stops. Everything becomes confirmation bias. New information isn't evaluated, it's weaponized. That's when online discourse becomes most harmful because it leaves no room for complexity or truth. Observers also noted how gender dynamics shaped the reaction. Women's credibility was scrutinized through emotion and tone, while expectations around masculinity influenced how silence was judged. These underlying biases didn't start with this incident, but they were clearly on display. As the days went on, fatigue set in, but not resolution. People weren't satisfied. They were entrenched. The story didn't move toward clarity. It moved toward polarization. And that's what made it dangerous. Once a narrative becomes about sides instead of facts, the real issue gets buried under loyalty and outrage. By the end of this phase, one thing was undeniable. The live response didn't end the controversy. It escalated it. It turned a claim into a clash, a discussion into a battle, and a serious matter into viral content no one could fully control. The internet wasn't asking careful questions. It was demanding winners and losers. And when situations involving serious allegations reach that point, everyone involved risks losing something, reputation, trust, or peace, regardless of what the truth ultimately is. As the online chaos reached its most volatile point, the conversation inevitably shifted from emotion to consequence. This is the phase where stories stop living only on timelines and start brushing up against real-world implications. For everyone involved, especially Yandy, this is where caution takes over. Behind the scenes, moments like this typically trigger immediate restraint. Publicists and attorneys understand that when serious allegations circulate publicly, every word matters. Silence can be protective, but it can also allow narratives to harden. Speaking too much, however, can create records that live forever. That's why many observers noticed a strategic cooling-off period. Fewer posts, less engagement, a visible pullback from the constant back and forth. This wasn't indifference, it was risk management. For Yandy, the decision to go live may have been driven by instinct and emotion. But what followed required discipline. After the initial response, restraint became essential. It was noticed that she stopped escalating, choosing not to continue a public confrontation. That shift suggested a recognition that while emotion can defend a moment, it can't protect the future. Once serious claims enter the public sphere, the smartest move is often to stop feeding the cycle, even if the internet demands more. Mendeecees' continued silence took on a different meaning in this phase. No longer just an absence, it appeared deliberate. In situations involving allegations, silence is often advised while facts, records, and legal considerations are assessed. Fans debated what the silence meant, but professionals recognized it as standard practice. The reality is that once accusations reach a certain level of seriousness, responses move out of comment sections and into private rooms, where strategy replaces emotion. Erica, meanwhile, faced her own crossroads. Speaking out publicly can feel empowering, but it also places statements under scrutiny far beyond social media. As the conversation shifted, some supporters urged her to seek resolution off camera, arguing that the internet is ill-equipped to handle claims of this gravity responsibly. Others believed continuing to speak was necessary to be heard. That tension highlighted a difficult truth. Public platforms amplify voices, but they don't protect them. Another layer that made this phase unavoidable was the role of networks and brands. Reality TV thrives on conflict, but there's a line between dramatic tension and reputational risk. When allegations move beyond interpersonal drama into claims of harm, the calculus changes. Networks become cautious. Brands become hesitant. Conversations shift from storylines to liability. Even without legal action, the possibility alone reshapes how situations are handled. Fans began to sense the shift as well. The tone online subtly changed from excitement to unease. Jokes slowed. Commentary became more careful. Some viewers expressed regret over how quickly they had treated the situation as entertainment. That change didn't erase what had already happened, but it showed awareness setting in. When the reality of consequences becomes visible, even the internet pauses. This phase made one thing clear: social media is a poor venue for resolving serious disputes. It thrives on immediacy and emotion, not nuance or verification. Once allegations, defenses, and